After a politically charged trial that inflamed this divisions over the 16-year-old Afghan war, Colonel Hafreen Nance ordered Bergdahl to be dishonorably discharged, his rank/head from sergeant to private, and that above a $10,000 fine. Trump, who during last year's presidential campaign repeatedly said Bergdahl should be executed, blasted the decision by the military court in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That decision won Sergeant Bergdahl is a complete and total disgrace to our country and to our military. Trump tweeted from Air Force One, headed to Asia for a marathon trip of nearly 2 weeks. Held 5 years in Pakistan, Bergdahl had faced up to life in prison after pleading guilty to charges of desertion and endangering his fellow troops when he abandoned his unit in a small camp in eastern Afghanistan in 2009. He was captured shortly afterwards by the Taliban and turned over to the notorious Haqqani group, which held him for 5 years in nearby Pakistan. He was finally freed in a 2014 exchange for 5 Taliban fighters, a deal that brought strong criticism of then President Barack Obama, but a lengthy trial revealed that during his captivity Bergdahl had been tortured and held in isolation for much of the time. The proceedings also raised questions over whether he had originally been fit to serve in the military. Before joining the army, Bergdahl was rejected by the Coast Guard psychologically unfit after only 26 days of basic training. Bergdahl's lawyers tried several times to have the charges against them thrown out, saying Comments Trump and Senator John McCain in favor of a heavy prison sentence constituted unlawful command influence when senior officials with power over the military exert potentially prejudicial influence over the court. Nance repeatedly rejected the argument that the code be biased or pressured by Trump's statements, but earlier this week during the sentencing phase of the trial he renewed Trump's comments nevertheless called mitigate the sentencing victim of an ending war. The Kosiput focus on the strains that the lengthy conflict in Afghanistan has placed on his armed forces. Detractors label Ed Bergdahl an code whose action led to severe injuries to fellow soldiers in his unit. Prosecutors over the past week called on testimony from soldiers who were injured while on search missions for Bergdahl, including gunshot in the head and permanently disabled, but supporters consider Bergdahl to be a victim of the war. Bergdahl claimed Assad left his post in 2009 to walk through the Taliban-filled eastern Afghanistan countryside to larger risk-based report command problems in his unit. The head of the Army's investigation, Major General Kenneth Hill, told the court that Bergdahl may have been delusional at the time. Dahl also said that putting Bergdahl in prison after Allah had been through at the hands of the Haqqani group would be inappropriate.